All right, and welcome to Fast Break Breakfast NBA podcast. My name is Keith Parrish. I'm here once again with my buddy through the miracle of computer phone. I'm here with Dave DeFore. Dave, it's the holiday season. We've got the decorations are up. The food has been purchased. Getting all ready. The emergency medical exception hardship signings have been made by the it's Coloco season for the Grizzlies. Now, how are you, man? I know we did a little pre-show small talk. You like a little, you like to get warmed up. I can't just start hot and heavy with you, Dave.
I do.
You just need a little talk, a little pat, a couple of. I can't just start the Zoom and go. Got to warm you up a little.
We got to catch up for a minute.
Got to catch up a little bit.
Yeah,
I'll say
we haven't talked in a minute. We haven't talked in 5 days.
Yeah, I want your Vegas. I want you to tell me about Vegas on the show because you were. You respect the cup.
I do.
You were in the presence of the cup. So I don't want to catch up on that beforehand. No, but beforehand, sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Cardboard cutout of the cup.
Oh, you do in the background for the YouTube viewers.
Brought that thing home.
There is a cardboard cutout. That's like when there used to be the awesome display pieces at Blockbuster Video.
Yes.
There'd be a giant George Clooney out of sight, massive cardboard thing, and you'd walk in and you'd be like, "Hey, where's that going next week? Is that trash? Just let me, is it trash? Do they take it back?" They're like, "Oh, it's trash. You can have it." I'm like, "Oh, I'll be back." So I'm glad you got that cup, cardboard cup prop decoration. So you are decorated for the holidays. No, we were talking about how off air, we were talking about how it's so easy to buy gifts now that it's somehow robbed a little bit of it. And there's also a part of that where we're older and if we want something, we buy it.
Yeah.
And so like now it's like for Christmas, it's like, or tell people like, "Oh yeah, it's on Amazon. If you want to buy it, I guess." Or if you want to go to the Lego store for me, but like,
just give me cash.
I already got it from the Lego.
Something.
Yeah. Like you could just hand people the oodles of cash. Also, Dave, have we cheapened podcasting with this digital video, the miracle of a computer phone? It used to be a physical thing people did together. Now we're just zooming across the country.
I got to tell you, I think that Zoom is
no more remote work for podcasts. We need this administration to force people to podcast in person together.
Yeah, I do believe, Keith, that we're going to see return to studio.
Return to studio laws need to be passed.
That's it. It's coming. I mean, it's coming, Keith. I hate to say it.
I keep wondering why, with our current American dictatorship, how come they don't accidentally do some awesome stuff? Like the return to person. Where is my executive order to return to person in podcasting? Why hasn't anyone been like, "I don't directly profit from cash payday advance stores. I decree them illegal"? Why hasn't he actually did something like good?
Because the people that are behind the scenes
every now and then it feels like he's going to yeah.
How many outdoor basketball courts do you ever see, Keith? What can the next president? Can you just promise me we're gonna have kids playing outside at the basketball courts again? Like, let's get the basketball back outside. Where
we got to get the basketball back outside. Thing. This is the great.
In addition to maybe treating people with I
was wondering
human rights. Maybe.
I was wondering if there is going to be a shortage of, like, I was curious, and this might just be suburban children. Where it's like, who's going to get excellent at anything skill wise? That isn't just
rich
like
kids.
But I'm saying like these kids, pretty affluent. They even the parents where we're like, you can only have screen time X number of hours a week. It's still, no one's outside playing basketball all day, and no one's outside or no one's practicing piano however many hours a week, because you have so many just easy entertainment options and everything is. So I was wondering if they will. Yeah, I mean, but
Well,
honestly,
you know, the honest answer is that the kids where the parents see the financial incentive to invest the money and pushing them to do this stuff, which is what we already see
well, we already
in
see
both
that
college and professional sports.
the NBA is a generational league where
Yeah.
it's kind of wild. Anyways, it is a holiday season. It is basketball season. It is going to be maybe a weirder, shorter episode as we get around to all the things we have to be doing. But now, Dave, I guess you can tell me for breakfast. Tell me about the Cup. Tell me about Vegas. Tell me about the Spurs and the Knicks and the Thunder bowing out sad. How was all the Cup experience? What were your takeaways?
It was fun. I think that moving those Saturday games out of Vegas is great. I don't know about the final. I don't really have an opinion on whether Vegas for the final matters. But I think that OKC Spurs game, the only thing it was missing, and the crowd did get hot for it, I will admit, but it wasn't a home crowd type of hot. Like it wasn't like if this had happened in San Antonio or if it had happened in OKC, I think it would have added an element to what was a great game and a lot of fun.
Great
And
game.
obviously, it meant a lot. That's the biggest game of the year so far. And I mean, it was great. It was a lot of fun to be in the building for that. And then, the final game, it was weird. I was watching it the whole time and, you're expecting Wemby to do Wemby stuff. And he seemed off for the entire game. And we recorded immediately after the game was over. So we didn't get a chance to see the press conference or any of that stuff. All that tracks from what we were watching in the game. I mean, just the way he played, it looked like, early Wemby last year.
The Spurs were disappointing in that Cup final.
Yeah.
And some of it was maybe Harrison Barnes. It felt like an NBA final for him. All the praise we've given Harrison Barnes. And all of a sudden, Harrison Barnes is just breaking everything.
The lights were too bright.
But seeing how exciting the semifinal was, specifically that Spurs Thunder, a lot of that, I feel like the excitement level is just because of the fact that to some degree, while people admire and fear the Thunder, they have started, maybe not, but I feel like they've started to cheer against them. This is the good part of having a super team where people want to see them fail. And then you see like a hero like Wemby, where it was like, he's not going to be the David in the David and Goliath stories for long in his career, but
objectively closer to Goliath.
Right. But the fact that he was on this minutes limitation and you're on a team that had been bad for several seasons, that part of it made it fun. The fact that the Thunder were winning and then all of a sudden Wemby comes in for a few minutes and it's like, oh, they got something cooking. And then the fact that they ended up winning that game, that made it very, very fun, very exciting. Even if the crowd was odd or
Keith,
weird.
I cannot believe I didn't do David and Goliath with Jalen Brunson and Wemby.
Yeah, could have.
Unbelievable. That's about as good as it gets.
What's your thought? So this year, and it was the same last year, but not the first year, right? They did the semis on Saturday and then the championship on like a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's weird to do it on a Tuesday.
It's weird. It's all weird.
Like you're giving up. I just don't know. It seems to me like it'd be better to do a Thursday, Saturday.
Didn't they do that the first year?
I thought so. I don't remember.
I can't get over.
I wasn't there the first year. Like the last couple.
I know they're depending on walk up fans. Like I don't believe they're dreaming of fan bases traveling.
Well, the funny thing is, this was on 2 years in a row. It's on the heels of the rodeo being there, and they had Oklahoma City and San Antonio on the Saturday night while the rodeo's in town.
Oh,
that was perfect.
That works out.
It got a crowd. I mean, that worked out perfectly for them. Unfortunately, I don't think you can rely on that as like a strategy.
Right. Well, you think the strategy would be please have a LA team. Or the Suns.
But here's the thing, Keith. I will say this. That's getting lost in the logistics. And I think about just the crowd as far as like the emotion it adds to it. Other than that, look, man, the Cup is fun. The scheduling stuff, they've got to figure that out because it is too condensed. I think we all kind of feel that way and can see it. The teams feel that way. But man, these games are fun. Single elimination is awesome.
Elimination is exciting. No, I was going to say
these guys kind of went for it, man.
I find
Mitchell Robinson is a hero. You know what I mean? Like
Mitchell Robinson still hasn't missed a free throw, even though his free throws don't even count from the. It's like the Spurs are on a win streak. The Spurs are the hottest team in the league, except that they lost to the Knicks. No, the idea, the concept of a traveling fan to this, I was really pondering it and just thinking like, do they imagine like 100 people will travel or 1,000? Because seriously, waiting for the results of a game on Wednesday to be like, I'm going to fly to Las Vegas for Saturday through Tuesday.
Is there even a direct San Antonio to Las Vegas flight?
But like trying to figure out the number of people in the world who have 4 days blocked out in early December.
Podcasters
like
only.
No one has days blocked off in December, period. And then it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to try to buy a plane ticket the week of an event. Have you tried shopping for airfare the week of travel? Like who would possibly ever do this and then stay through a Tuesday to cheer for your team? So I don't know if they do change it to playing at the home arenas of one of the teams. I don't understand going to a neutral site. I don't understand. We're going to play at the most famous college arenas. It's like, what?
I mean,
why?
Because they're just doing stuff for Instagram.
Because Adam Silver doesn't actually like the sport.
Yeah. Content mill. To me, it's like, we're gonna go play at Cameron Indoor Stadium. For what?
I do like that James Dolan dislikes Adam Silver so much that he's refusing to hang an NBA Cup banner. They've got a Billy Joel banner in Madison Square Garden.
He's like,
we can't hang.
I had to look up who Harry Styles was.
The NBA Cup. This is purely Dolan not wanting Silver's things to work, I believe. I mean, I don't.
He's like corporate trolling. He is fully committed to that bit. He votes against every single thing. Every single thing. It's amazing.
This is also where like he's not always wrong. He's
been right a lot.
Not a good guy, in my mind.
No,
not always wrong. A lot of these things.
How do you feel about his music, Keith?
Doing. I defer to the Roundball Rock podcast's analysis of his music. They are my primary source of James Dolan information.
Sure.
No, but the Knicks do get the win. They continue playing very, very well. I mean, the Knicks are quite good. They are, it seems like, becoming the class of the Eastern Conference. Although the Pistons and Knicks just keep winning, just keep putting people down. They're awesome. They and then the Spurs and Thunder, are they all on pace for 60 wins? I mean, the Spurs one's the 60 win pace,
which is crazy,
mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I mean, I could almost just apologize to De'Aaron Fox, thinking he might have lost a step at some point. He looks really, really, really good.
And fit right in, man.
Do we make anything of the Thunder losing? And now they lost twice. They lost again this week. They're essentially in a slump, the post-cup slump.
Well, Keith, I took a look at the numbers for the last 3 games. They're not good.
Not good.
I mean, they've lost two times on the second night of a back-to-back out of their 3 losses. That Spurs game, I think, was the one where you're like, ooh, that's what it looks like when a team can match up physically with the Thunder. And then obviously Wemby is just a whole nother level. But I don't know. I mean, they were not going to win 80 games, right? Like, we knew that.
People said they were.
I said they were going to win 70, and they
I mean, people were talking 75. About 75, 76.
Could be still. But the Wolves always, number one, the Timberwolves always play hard in big games, right? Like they don't get blown out by teams like Oklahoma City. Yeah. They might lose by 20 to the Sixers randomly. And I think that's part of it. Anthony Edwards is a unique problem for the Thunder because he's so big and strong. Like there's not a lot of guys like that that can guard and play offense like that. The sequence that he had to close the game out, where he gets that block at the rim, hits the step back three, and then gets the steal on Shea.
The step back was just so unbelievable.
And he had the lane, dude. He had the angle for the layup, and he decided to come back out and get to the step back because he wanted the game.
Said did you hear him after the game?
Yeah. He said, I want to go home.
Where they're asking him about, like, did you just decide you wanted to play for the win? He's like, I always want to go home. I just wanted to, which I was like, that's so good. This is me. Like, my entire life, I've been an hourly employee. Essentially, I think I've maybe 100% of the time been an hourly. I guess I've done things like for a flat fee, but I have jobs where I clock in and I still want to leave as soon as they'll let me, where it's like, I know I'm supposed to stay there, but the whole thing, it's like, listen, I'm going to play this song as fast as I can so I can go home. So me and Anthony Edwards were the same. He's like, I just want to let's get it over with.
I host a 25-minute long podcast. It's called the NBA Daily.
And every meeting with the higher ups, you're like, can we shave off a few minutes?
23 just sounds so
like, sweet. I don't know why we're doing this for so long. Have you seen the reports on people's attention spans?
My gosh.
So the Thunder have lost 2 of 3. They're facing in a couple of hours. We're recording this very late on a Monday. They're facing my Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, winners of 7 of their last 10, featuring Western Conference Player of the Week, Jaren Jackson Jr. I was shocked he won that because they lost to the Wizards this week.
Yeah.
They lost to the Wizards. They gave up 77 points in the second half. Jaren had 2 points in the second half. It's fine. He's still Player of the Week. No, I assume the Thunder will still be fine. But also, we had pointed out they hadn't necessarily gone up against the best teams yet. We still think they're the best team in the NBA. They haven't had a lot of challenges where they will be pushed a little bit. The Rockets are another team that's been very, very good. They're second, I believe, in the NBA in point differential. But the Rockets have now lost 3 of their last 4 in overtime. They do have a nice win over the Nuggets in the middle of that, but they've lost consecutively, or not consecutively, but they've lost 14-point leads to the Kings and Pelicans. 14-point fourth quarter leads, that is, to the Kings and Pelicans in recent games, dropping both of those games in overtime. I don't know what any of it means. Also, a lot of that's back-to-backs, them letting off the gas a little bit. There was a weird Amin Thompson ejection. All the players and coaches are getting furious at the referees. Kevin Durant couldn't miss, but they didn't give him the ball. That's against the Pelicans. The Kings make a big comeback. Well, the Kings winning this game on Sunday night, a Dennis Schroeder game winner at the buzzer. One of the more perplexing results of the season. Watching the game, I can't understand what's happening.
The Rockets are good. I don't understand why they just lost to 2 bad teams. Those 2 Nuggets games.
Yeah.
And I know the Rockets lost one of them, but they woke me up a little bit to what the Rockets ceiling might be. Yeah. Reed Shepherd opens up so much stuff for them. I mean, he shot the lights out on Saturday, but the fact that they were able to defend the Nuggets as well as they were in those 2 games, especially the Saturday game where they really just handled them physically. And I know, like, there's no Christian Brown or Aaron Gordon. It opened my eyes quite a bit. Now, that being said, I also had my eyes open because I don't know if you saw this, Keith, but the Nuggets played Jokic and Valanciunas together.
They've teased me a little bit throughout the season doing that.
No. This was against the Rockets, though. Yeah, and I mean, this to me is, if we get this playoff series, I feel like we're going to see the double big just battle on the inside. I think it's going to be an insane game.
I mean, give it to me. The Kings, I always focus on the bad teams. The Kings, just a mysterious team. They did have to face, I mean, I'm glad they got this win because they've I don't have this stat in front of me exactly anymore, but I feel like they've played the Thunder, Nuggets, and Rockets like 3 times each. They've played them like 9 or 10 games already. Yeah. But this one was a weird one. No Zach LaVine, banged up, maybe on the move in a deal to somewhere. Maybe Milwaukee's going to pay up and get him. They've stopped really playing Keon Ellis and Malik Monk. But just let DeMar DeRozan do his thing. Keegan Murray had a great game. Future Hall of Famer Dennis Schroeder had a great game. How do we say his name? Maxime Renaud or that guy. That guy's great. And he's been playing a lot of minutes for that. But no Sabonis, no Zach LaVine. This might be the path forward for the Kings. I don't know. I am engaged. Speaking of Hall of Famers, I mentioned this about Dennis Schroeder as a joke because of his international career, but honestly, maybe because of his exploits with the German national team. I saw that the Hall of Fame nominees came out and Jamal Crawford is on there. And I was like, okay, he's not really good, but I guess he was a sixth man a lot. And maybe that's a thing. But
not a Hall of Famer.
Deadlift Shrimp posted on social media saying it'd be nice to at least be nominated. Not that it matters. It'd be nice to at least be nominated. And I was like, Deadlift Shrimp isn't in the Hall of Fame? With some of the guys that we have let in the Hall of Fame? Deadlift Shrimp, I don't know how to quantify it. 5 times better than Jamal Crawford. He's like Deadlift Shrimp was an all-star. Like multiple time all-star who played a long time. It was really, really good.
3-time all-star, all NBA in 94-95, and also 2-time sixth man of the year.
Yeah. And like he has, but he also has counting stats from just being around. I mean, Jamal Crawford played for 20 years, so he has counting stats too.
Yeah.
But not Deadlift Shrimp counting stats. So I was kind of amazed.
Also, only one of these guys was on Parks and Recreation.
Exactly. Put Shrimp and Roy Hibbert in the Hall of Fame. They're versatile. Dave, what's your breakfast? Did you have a breakfast? What was your Vegas breakfast?
Well, come on, Keith. Not a good breakfast guy at home, much less in Vegas. I brought a lot of my breakfast bars, brought a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
Today I had, just some really good Greek yogurt.
Wait, I'm glad you had good Greek yogurt. This is the throwback to your time in Vegas.
Yeah, in Vegas.
Did you go?
No good breakfast.
No, but did you go to Adam Silver's press conference?
No.
Man,
I was stuck outside the door, actually.
I honestly forgot. I honestly meant to text some people. I meant to text you, but then I also meant to text people who I knew would actually be there and actually asking Adam Silver questions. Because I had a couple of questions I literally wanted answered. Where I was like, hey, could you ask? Well, for example, like, does Adam Silver have an opinion? Because he has quoted social media views and impact so many times when he talks about the growth of the game. What is his opinion on teams cutting their social media budgets on FanDuel Sports Network, not tweeting highlights? The fact that teams like the Grizzlies don't even post their highlights on social media anymore, does that bother you? Or what is the league supposed to incentivize teams to continue to post? Like I was trying to find, I can't remember the exact play. I was trying to find a slow-mo, just not TV broadcast angle, not NBA stats page angle of like a Ja Morant reverse layup. Couldn't find it. And I'm like, it's got to be, so surely someone posted this somewhere. And I see how FanDuel Sports has killed their own Grizzlies account. They don't post. And also, Adam Silver. FanDuel Sports is the TV provider for 10 teams or 17 teams.
For now.
Their video broadcast or their online video system has no video controls. Like, how is there no quality control? Yeah.
Nope. There isn't.
I would have tried to phrase my questions better, but I was like, this is I don't understand how. All right, they've now opened up to private equity can own teams, but like, where's the long-term hope that like you're supposed to be building the brand and growing the brand? How does not posting anymore the highlights and making the games hard to access, isn't that bad? I did think it was funny. He talked about tanking. He's like, tanking is a serious issue. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they're gonna do something about tanking.
Yeah. It's to be determined. Maybe stop incentivizing losing.
They're going to put out a bunch of redacted emails, I think, about tanking a few months.
Yeah. I am very interested to see, because again, he said they're undertaking a renewed review of league policy changes concerning tanking. They don't say what it is. Keith. I mean,
they're changing the injury reporting rules. They're going to make that so it's midday. All of this stuff is good, by the way. Anything you can do to make it harder to cheat through gambling and all this other stuff, great. But until you actually take away the incentives for losing,
right,
all of it's moot.
Very strange. But I was at least happy to see him hit on this. He's like, yeah, this is a obvious problem. We're going to do nothing about it. Anyways, Dave, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about the Utah Jazz.
I'm unprepared for that.
All right, Dave, I didn't prep you, but the Utah Jazz have a little something going offensively, at least. I mean, the offense.
Sure.
Offense is out of control in the NBA. We had Trae Young return.
Ben Taylor's newest video.
Well, let's talk about that in a second.
Okay.
I did. The Hawks and Bulls played a 152-150 regulation game. Congratulations, Bulls, for getting a victory. Modest Buzelis with 7 made 3-pointers. No, the Utah Jazz are not necessarily the pushovers that they have been earlier in the year. Maybe it's just that we're hitting that holiday time where coaches have a short fuse. The results start getting very strange. But the Jazz have been lighting it up in their past several games. They lost this unreal game against the Magic. I mean, Desmond Bane, all he does is hit game winners. But that was a spectacular, there's a 4-point play. There's multiple end to end. They lose that game in overtime. The game before that, they scored 135 on the Lakers, but still lost. They put a scare in the Lakers. The game before that, they beat Dallas 140-133 in overtime. The game before that, they beat the Grizzlies 130-126. Keyonte George in these games, 27 points, 34 points, 37 points, and 39 points. So he has been absolutely on fire. I don't know. Is this the annual try to build up Lauri Markkanen's trade value?
I mean, somebody's got to score the points, Keith.
Someone's got to score the point. I've been impressed.
If you don't play defense, you're going to get a lot of points too. You're going to score a lot usually if you also don't play defense.
Dave, what's the point of playing defense?
I mean, there's no reward for it.
There's no reward
whatsoever.
No, Keyonte George has raised his points per game from 17 to 24. I have been impressed.
Yeah, he's been way better.
Yes, the Jazz don't defend, and a lot of that is personnel. Sure. But he's been way better. But speaking of Ben Taylor's video, so Ben Taylor, the Thinking Basketball channel, he put out this video that essentially was the video that I wanted to make and did not have the ability or talent or resources to create. But he was more hung up on all the illegal screens.
Right.
The rolling illegal screens and the shoving, but then he wrapped into it all of the traveling stuff we've been talking about. How
it all goes together.
When it all does all go together, and how defensive fouls are way up. Scoring is as high as it's ever been. Offensive rating is record highs. And he did such a good job of just having the clips for just all the offensive fouls that are uncalled, the clubbing that goes on with the off arm. And I enjoyed it. So please go watch the Thinking Basketball. I don't know the title of the video right here, but it was just about how you can't play defense anymore. I mean, already
I believe it's offense is allowed to do anything or something to that degree.
The going over, and I hadn't thought much about this, the infinite dragging of the foot on all the Euro steps. That's even something I hadn't thought of. I hadn't considered that. I've been so for so many years, I was trying to nail down the exact moment when you could catch a pass, take 3 steps backwards, and then start dribbling. Where I was like, when did that become? That was the easiest travel to call ever. Like, you have to start your dribble when you catch the ball. Like, and so that part of it where I was like, so it was fun having it all looped together. The Euro steps, the continuous traveling, the gather step added with the step backs. And it was a really good video showing that this is a conscious choice. This is a philosophical choice that Adam Silver has made. I mean, I don't know who's on the short list of the Board of Governors or the competition committee that has said to the refs, don't call travels. Because I don't think the referees, I mean, maybe the referees have just been like, let's just not call.
Keith, I think we also have an officiating crisis. That's around sports around the world.
There's a nationwide officiating crisis because it is not a mystery. It's because fans are horrible.
Well, there's the
parents of kids are horrible. And it's like, why would I sign up to do this? You know, to me, that's a huge part of it.
I think social media obviously has made that worse. And
video reviews don't make it easier.
No. Well, and you're thinking even just big time. I mean, I'm going back to your point about like kids sports, right? Where everybody starts. It's brutal. And I think that this is a part of that. The integrity of the game, man. I don't want to sound like a cornball, but the NBA is the only league that does this. We already talk about the rules that they've made different to make it a more entertaining thing for television. Defensive 3 seconds, right? Not allowing hand check. Like, there's so many ways in which they've altered the rules of the sport. But the most egregious is the interpretation of the rules in actual live play. And then to gaslight me and create something that you've called the gather step, which is a nebulous thing. And it's kind of like, I don't really know what it is. I can tell you what it says in the rule book, but the way it's interpreted is definitely not that. You have to be a magician to know whether something is going to be called a travel or not in the NBA. And usually it's like 95% of the time, they're not going to call it.
I have long stated, gather steps don't bug me as much when you're moving towards the basket. It's the blatant beginning of dribbles. It's very easy to see most of the time. But you talk about the officiating crisis. We have had, I think the attitudes of the coaches and players right now, for me, it's more to do with we're 2 months into the year also, and everyone's a little more stressed. And also these people are buying presents they're on Amazon trying to find the thing to buy, so like there's literal holiday stress to the players and coaches, everyone involved, even the officials. They don't operate in a vacuum of entertainment for us. But you saw, Ime Udoka, he got fined. He always gets fined. David Adelman got ejected. Chris Finch got ejected 5 minutes into the game. Jamie Bickerstaff was calling people out. Jamie Bickerstaff, he's been the angriest person with the referees I've ever seen for 10 years. So I can't take his as seriously. He was very aggrieved that in a scramble play at the last minute where the action was on the other end of the court from where he was, that no official saw him gesturing for a timeout. And as a former middle school referee, Dave, the live ball timeout from the guy 50 feet behind you while there's a scrum. We're not sorry. We're going to
shouldn't even have live ball timeouts anyway.
Yeah. Coach. Oh man. But the officials are also missing some big things. The end of the, I think it was Suns Warriors. It was Suns Warriors. I guess it didn't affect the outcome. There were two of the most egregious missed calls the final 10 seconds. The Suns are purposely fouling Steph Curry. Devin Booker wraps him up like happened in that Sunday night football game where the defensive back tackled a receiver on a bomb and before the ball got there, and they were like, no, nothing. But someone wraps up Steph Curry, no call. He breaks free from it. He gets fouled again on the layup, which, by the way, the last 2-minute report doesn't mention the second foul. which again, I'm telling you, they're selective about what they put in the last minute reports. But then down 3, the Suns have this blatant backcourt. Like the Suns just throw the ball, they drop the pass, it goes into the backcourt. They pick it up and they shoot the 3-pointer to try to tie the game. And to me, that was like, what? You just missed. And I know there was some weirdness with the Sixers game and the momentum of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. There was a big to-do about momentum carrying you into the backcourt on an inbounds pass. That's not this. This was a possession in the front court. You threw a pass and it went to the backcourt and they missed it. We're talking the final possession of the game. And so, I was kind of blown away. I don't know there aren't great fixes for, like a lot of times we're like, oh, just do this, Adam Silver.
Well, hold on.
Just install my confusing anti-lottery system. No, fixing, there's not.
For the call travels, call screens. These guys know how to play basketball.
Yeah.
Just make them play basketball instead of
what you could say, if you want to, I'm saying you can't fix those kinds of missed calls. You could make a choice to say, okay, if the dribbler punches the defender, that's a foul.
That's a foul.
I mean,
this veering into guys thing, dude, Jalen Brunson's one
you're a heat-seeking missile. Once the guy is not, there should be some kind of, does anyone do sketches anymore? We need a game of zones. I was thinking of a thing where it was like a murder trial. And you could be like, the victim was murdered. Like, Your Honor, no one disagrees with the facts of the case. This guy killed this guy. And then the defense lawyer could be like, well, he didn't have legal guarding position. You're clearly
legal guarding position.
Look, he moves. We all regret the death. But look, he moved from point A to point B. And then we throw it to the judge and it's Bill Kennedy. And he's like, I got to throw this case out. So the clip that Ben used in his video, just reminding people of one of the most famous shots in NBA history, the Michael Jordan push off.
That's right.
Against Byron Russell, in the Jazz, in the game winner, game 6. It wouldn't even be discussed. He barely touches him.
Barely touches him.
And you can watch Jaren Jackson Jr. dribbling down the court. He cradles the ball like a football in between each dribble. He picks it up and then puts it back down, and his off arm, he's like shoving people. And he's still, he leads the NBA in offensive fouls, him and Karl-Anthony Towns. They're not great at it. But every dribbler just launching their bodies into the defense. Yeah. Well, go watch Ben's video.
Very good video.
I don't know what scoring is fun and good, I guess, but also
I like defense, man. Like we had a couple of game-winning blocks.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, like in 1 week, we had that one that the Maxey had, and Luke Cornett had one. Man, defense is fun. I mean, I just talked about Ant getting a block, getting a steal on Shea. Like if they'd called that foul on Ant, which he did make some contact, right? But hand in the ball, right? This is old school, like the steal that he got. I don't know, man.
I feel like
we talk about this all the time. Spirit of the game.
What we want to see, usually, we want to see Shea Gilgeous-Alexander beating the physical defense of Dylan Brooks. We want to see guys get bodied up, do something that looks like the best players that pick up, who are actually like, oh, wow, he stayed in his chest. He was right in his jersey. And but the guy still made the shot. And we want to see the best athletes in the world play offense and play defense.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the best athletes in the world, Cooper Flagg was the youngest player in NBA history to have a 40-point game. Cooper been taking off. I mean, the promise of Cooper is definitely, I feel like, coming to fruition. Also, the promise of Kon Knueppel. That guy's unreal.
Yeah.
I did not watch any of Duke last year.
Mm-hmm.
Was Cooper riding on Knueppel's coattails the whole time? We should know it.
There's a bunch of people who made that joke after the draft. That I know a bunch of draft guys, and they were like, "Oh, wait until January, February next year when everybody starts saying that Kon was the best player at Duke." He's good.
He's unreal.
Yeah.
I thought And this is funny where you ingest these little draft capsules. You know, like you learn the bullet points about, like, for you and me, we don't watch college. And so we come in and you just learn your stuff a little bit, enough to regurgitate on a podcast usually. And my thought on Knueppel, whether it was probably wrong, but the thing I like kind of memorized, it was like perfect connective piece type thing. And the idea where it's like, oh yeah, you know, maybe not a high ceiling, but plays in a way where he's going to knock down 3-pointers. He's going to pass and move the ball. And just the type of guy, think Mikal Bridges, the type of guy every squad wants to have. He's Chris Mullin. He's Steph Curry. Like he's a flamethrower. So the idea, like Kon Knueppel flamethrower, was not in any blurb I remember reading. Maybe it was out there, but this guy, unstoppable offensive force. Like that wasn't that. Maybe it's all the new rules. They specifically benefit Kon Knueppel.
Well, Keith, if you want to get into a real conspiracy, I can bake that one for you.
Yeah. No, he's been so good. A lot of these guys, but that is part of the thing when we talk about the Jokic numbers and the Shea numbers, where it's like these numbers are unprecedented in NBA history. Some explanation, an easier explanation than these are the greatest walking basketball players of all time. An easier explanation is the rules really favor what they're doing.
Easier to do now.
It's much easier to do these things when traveling is not called, offensive fouls aren't really called, illegal screens are allowed. And then it also doesn't hurt if you could shoot a 3-pointer. This goes to pro football. If you can shoot a 3-pointer and know that it's going to be a flagrant foul if the defender gets too close to you, you have a little bit of freedom. It's the same as an NFL quarterback knowing no one's going to hit me. If they hit me, it's 15 yards. Yeah.
Damian Lillard exploited that better than anyone. And if you look at his deep shooting percentages, it's one of the reasons why he would get all these 3-point fouls, bailouts basically on bad shots. Pass interference.
I think about, as I'm wearing a throwback Houston Oilers / Tennessee Oilers hoodie right now. And I think back to how, like, Steve McNair, I don't think ever got the benefit of a roughing the passer call. People just unloaded on him every single pass. And now it's like, I don't know. If Steve McNair was in today's NBA, how many points per game? That's the question.
40.
Dave, let's answer a couple of listener submitted questions. This is the croissant question. Here's a question from Dave. Not you, Dave. Patreon supporter Dave. Would Reed Shepherd and Rob Dillingham have been better served going to bad teams?
No. I mean, maybe Dillingham, just because he would get more run and, but I think Reed, this has worked out really well for Reed. You put him on a bad team. What does he turn into? This guy who's, playing off the ball in an NBA system with, I mean, Kevin Durant is one of the 10 best players ever. Maybe. I don't know. He's somewhere up there. I just don't see how you could be in a better position than that. Dillingham, it's a role issue. I just don't think he can fill the role that they need there. Whereas Shepherd, they don't need him to be bigger than he is. Dillingham, they kind of need a bigger guy, I think, a better shooter. Well, it's worked out better for Reed Rockets than it has for Dillingham, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure. But the Rockets do, I would technically say, need Reed to do more to get, Rockets are great. Well, so also a couple of things. Reed is good. And like you say, Reed is much better than Rob Dillingham right now. And we don't know what the reasons for that could be. I mean, Reed was taken higher and they thought he was supposed to be better. If they would have developed quicker or better in a bad situation, I don't really think so. Also, it's funny. Both guys were specifically drafted to good teams that had a need. This was not like project, we already have a bunch of ones. Let's just get another project. This was, hey, we really need ball handling. We need a guard badly. So I don't think so. I think it's working out fine for Reed. He's pretty good and probably going to keep getting better the more he plays and the more Ime trusts him and his teammates trust him. And then Rob just might not be that good. And I don't know. Better. Yeah, if he was better, he would play more. But like both of these teams, it's not like, oh, going to this team, he can never get playing time because so-and-so were ahead of him. No, both of these, the Timberwolves badly need Rob Dillingham to contribute. The Rockets badly need Reed Sheppard to play a big role for them. So I think, to answer the question, I think in our opinion, no. I don't think going to bad teams would have been better for your fantasy basketball team if they were on a bad team and they put up some of those numbers. Adam wants to know over under on how many games Ja Morant and Zach Edey will play together for the rest of their careers.
20. No more than 20 for sure.
They've played together for like 5 minutes this year. Ja Morant's game log is one of the, he has entered what we will call full Zion. Like Ja Morant is now full Zion.
He's like your buddy that somehow pays his bills and always like, oh, I'm out grabbing a drink, but never goes to work. It's insane. Like what games, like how can you build your team in a way that is going to compete when the guy who's supposed to be he's the lead guard of your offense. Just unavailable completely.
Ja Morant has been all NBA. He has multiple time All-Star. He's had postseason success, not a ton, but he's done it in the playoffs. He's looked awesome in the playoffs, which Zion Williamson, of course, has never done. No playoff games for Zion. But now I say he's in full Zion just because he's not there. We're talking, what is this? Like the last 15 games, Ja's played in 3 of them, played 6 minutes in one, played 25 minutes in a loss in another one, and played 20 in another one. And that's it. And he's out with a sprained ankle again. And it's just like, but then Edey played all his games at Purdue, but has been in and out with this ankle issue, had surgery in the offseason to address ankle problems. Now has missed the start of the year and now is out again for multiple weeks. So you say 20 games, that's saying they're going to be on the same team for the rest of this year. 20 games, honestly, Dave, that means neither one gets traded because they're not playing 20 games together.
That's a fair point.
By the trade deadline, you're not trading Edey.
Trade Edey. No.
And I don't know who's, I feel like over under 20, it feels like gallows humor. But if you made the line that they're going to play 55 games together, everyone's taking the under.
Right. Well, hold on. Here's my thing. I don't expect Ja to get traded at the trade deadline.
Right.
I just don't. If he gets traded, it would be next summer. Yep. It wouldn't be at the trade deadline. He would have it's a whole thing. But I think maybe they play 20 in the spring.
All right. Yeah. I hope they play 20 games together. But the Grizzlies, I wonder this as someone deeply in the weeds on this team. Are they just cursed, or how much of it is a lot of the players they like the Brandon Clark sad news where it's like he's out for 3 weeks or so with a calf injury, and calf injuries have been an epidemic in the league right now. But he has had serious injury issues most of his career. He's already had an Achilles, and he was out for the first 20 something games. He played 1 game. And then in the second game, he left with a calf injury again. But like he was a medical red flag guy, I believe. And so that, okay. But the rest of the Grizzlies injuries was like you have 9 guys out. It's like, come on. Seems a little unlucky. Let's move to the awards segment. No, before we move to the awards segment, thank you for the questions, Adam and Dave. If you want your questions answered on air, you gotta be a Patreon supporter or go over to patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. If you sign up over there for $5 a month, you get a monthly bonus episode. I'm planning on putting out another episode before the end of the year for the Patreon supporters. So if you want access to that, if you want access to the Slack channel where we talk about stuff around the clock. You get it there, patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. All right, Dave, it's now time for the awards segment of the program, the International Stackhouse of Pancakes Award, given each week to the worst performance in a box score. And Dave, I just remembered, I don't think this includes the cup final. Were there any horrible shooting performances in the cup? Let's just check. I'm going to my box score because it's not on Basketball Reference. We got a 4 for 14. I mean, Harrison finished 4 for 9 in that game. I'm impressed. He turned it around. All right, we're good. Nobody from the cup final makes it into the International Stackhouse of Pancakes Award. Honestly, I need to start somehow incorporating surprisingly horrible games from good players. Like Karl Anthony Towns had 2 points and 4 rebounds on Sunday. What? Yeah. I mean, I assume he's sick. I always assume it's just flu or something, He's
a little banged up, actually.
Okay.
He got hurt in the cup game in the championship. It means more.
These
guys were going harder.
Anyways, here are the worst shooting performances of the past. This is 11 days since it's been a little bit since we recorded. Honorable mentions: Sam Hauser 0 for 12, Emmanuel Quickly 1 for 12. We had some bad shooting performances, so a couple of guys getting off the hook, pushed out to the honorable mentions list. Julius Randle, a 3 for 15. Derek White, 5 for 20. Donovan Mitchell with a full Kobe, 6 for 24. Our 3 nominees, Dave. This is the past 11 days. Marcus Smart in a loss to the Clippers. I mean, Clippers are in the Clippers season. Wow. Now Zubac is out. But they did beat the Lakers. They did beat the Lakers. They held the Lakers to 88 points or something. In that game, Marcus Smart was 1 for 12, had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul. Kevin Porter Jr., next nominee, in a 45-point loss to the Nets. Kevin Porter Jr.
It's Kevin Porter Jr. I don't care what his stats were.
Kevin Porter Jr. was 2 for 13, 5.7 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 steals. That's cool. 6 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. And then Nickeil Alexander-Walker in a win against the Sixers, 3 for 18, 12 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. So we have Marcus Smart, 1 for 12, 5 points, 4 boards. Kevin Porter Jr., 2 for 13, 5.7 assists, 4 steals, 6 turnovers. Or Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 3 for 18.
The 3 for 18 is tough, but he did produce, right?
So
it's tricky.
We've run into something that's very tricky, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the rules are we only look at what's printed in the box score.
Right.
And usually a 3 for 18 would blow a 2 for 13 out of the water because we weigh more heavily just the shooting numbers. The field goal attempts is the main part of the formula for me in my brain. But this week, I have been swayed. Like there was an 0 for 10. Sam Hauser 0 for 10, Emmanuel Quickly 1 for 12. They didn't make the nominee list because I am swayed by 6 turnovers and a 45-point loss to the Nets. Those are real. That's in the box score. I see that in the box score. I didn't watch this game. Maybe Kevin Porter Jr. was playing awesome defense the whole time. So I will say, normally it would be a blowout for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Our only hesitation is saying that the Bucks lost by 45 to the Nets and you had 6 turnovers. 2 or 13. So I do think it's probably more in the spirit to stick with Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah.
But Kevin Porter Jr., I see you. I just want him to know he's been seen. We recognize him. Good stuff. Dave, what are the overall storylines to wrap up this holiday season? Of course, not all of the Christmas Day games look that awesome on paper. They're pretty good. I mean, we do get, I feel like the cup rematch, the semifinal rematch, Spurs Thunder. Yeah. Great job, NBA.
They're going back to back, though.
Nailed that one.
So they're going to play on the 23rd and
also,
the 25th.
Also, Wemby talking about the Thunder not being ethical, just playing that up for the for us weird podcasters. That was kind of fun.
I believe his post-game interviews are so geared directly at me. Not to just make it about me, but I'm like, we were there post-game Saturday, and Esper Henny, my co-host, and Zena Kata, they were sitting behind me, and I was on the front row next to Josh Robbins, who's fantastic, and Kelly Iko.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm listening to Wemby, and apparently the entire time I'm like nodding along. I even gave a at one point, according to Josh next to me. Yeah, that guy is like just throwing darts right at my heart.
So those games are good. I do feel like maybe Warriors Mavs might have been ambitious of them in the first place, of them picking that one. But also Cooper he's been ascending. So hopefully he'll put on a show. I think overall, I'm just interested in how a couple teams we haven't mentioned this episode. The Celtics keep playing very, very tough, keep winning games. The Sixers are like turning into something or slightly been maintaining. Like it seems like the Magic would have kind of caught up a little bit because like I think they're playing well. I mean, the Cavs being in play-in range, not being able to get everyone healthy, not being able to get everybody playing well. Now Mobley's out for a couple weeks. The Heat falling apart. I don't know if it's they got 25 games out of the new offense, and then it kind of hit a wall. I don't know. The Hawks are so interesting to me this year because of what Jalen Johnson is doing. But also it hasn't necessarily translated into a bunch of wins. And now Trae Young being back, and that hasn't worked. And how's that going to work with how Nickeil Alexander Walker's been playing? It's like, I mean, the Bulls, awful. I do like this is the time of year that the garbage teams have started winning games. I recognize the Jazz. Yeah. The Nets are competing. The Wizards have put together a couple of victories. And then in the West, it's just, man, like.
Well, wait, the Cavs are toast, man. Can we, they've got to get out of the second apron. This is a disaster. It's a 5-alarm fire.
Yeah. Cleveland. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like they're like them being near 500 is wild.
Yeah.
But I also think, I mean, as the Pistons and Knicks kind of run away with things, there still aren't, if you're looking at the East, talent wise, I mean, you take the Cavs roster over just about anybody.
Okay. But Garland's having an atrocious year.
Yeah. I don't think he's right. I mean, he had a big game over the weekend. He had a really big game, but still, yeah.
In a loss.
Yeah. Weird team. Weird season. In the West, it's very competitive in those, like, with the top where Spurs, Thunder, and Nuggets are great. The Lakers they're good, but they're so bad at defense. And I don't even think they can pretend to, like, they're going to get any better at that. And it honestly feels like, as good as Luka is, it's like, is Luka a ceiling for a team? Which feels dumb, maybe, because they obviously made the finals. Yeah. But that also, I mean, give Nico credit. That team was well equipped to deal with his shortcomings. And
it was.
So I don't know. Whoever the 10th team is, I mean, maybe the Grizzlies aren't safe by any means as the 9th seed right now. I do think the Warriors, I'd be stunned if they did not hover near 500 at the lowest, like as they are right now. I mean, Melton's back at playing. They have too many guards, but I don't know.
It's been a problem. They don't have any bigs at all.
Zero bigs. So, yeah. And then Clippers are 5 games back of the Trailblazers, who are in 10th.
They're starting Brook Lopez.
They weren't even playing Brook. And now it's like, all right, here's your time. Go get it.
Will they call Chris Paul back and say, hey, man,
come be power forward? Yeah. Man, the Chris Paul stuff, it just makes the Clippers sound like a tire fire where they just can't. I don't know. The Spurs were all just talking up Chris Paul. Maybe they were just doing that to try to, like, burn the Clippers. But no, he was great. It was great for us. Big reason why we're having success this year. Having a winner like Chris Paul around.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, he FaceTimed with DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin. The Thunder were talking about how he had them all over to their house for Thanksgiving and stuff. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's hosting. I'm going to his house for Christmas. Can't wait. He's cooking. He's doing it.
Everybody loves Chris Paul.
Does a nice honey ham.
He's never hit anyone.
Actually, in the balls. he just goes to the store. It's a bunch of smoked salmon. He's not fixing that. Anyways, thanks, Dave, for hanging out. Hope you have a nice relaxing into the year. Everybody out there, hope you have a great, safe, and happy holidays. And we'll be back at some point. But remember, you guys are the best. Thanks for listening. And breakfast is the most important thing.
Yeah, never apologize for being G&G. Fastbreak break, man. You understand? I will remember.